All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, if you were looking for the unpredictable, then look no further than the Milwaukee Mile today. We saw this race begin with a power issue for points leader Alex Palou, as when the cars were ready to take the track today, he was a spectator to begin the race. Okay, so how many of us had that on our bingo cards to say, you know what, Alex Palou was going to start this race 28 laps down to the leaders? That is exactly what happened. Then, when this race was getting ready to start, pole sitter Joseph Newgarden being forced out of the race really before it even started because, Linus Lundqvist not realizing that there was going to be an additional caution lap before they restarted that thing. Of course, it caused an accident. Newgarden really came out on the wrong end of that. He had a fast car, and unfortunately, his weekend, in Milwaukee was a wash. Didn't finish yesterday after a crash with Marcus Ericsson, and then, of course, today. And with Pelou's issues, okay, it opened the door for Will Power, who was second in the points championship chase heading into today. Gave him a golden opportunity to go out there and take advantage. And early on, it looked like Power was just going to do that. He overtook his teammate Scott McLaughlin for first place early on. He looked to be on cruise control, and had that stayed that way, he would have had the lead in the points heading into Nashville for the series finale in 2 weeks. But subsequently, Power, okay, came short. We saw him struggle, on that restart on his own, spun out. It was a situation where he ended up going down 2 laps trying to fix the issues with his car. He did rebound to finish 10th, but it wasn't what he was looking for. Credit and a lot of that was a credit to Alex Palou because Alex Palou could have easily, mailed it in, following the start. But even when he had to get out of the car, even when the crew was working frantically behind the scenes to get his car race ready, Alex Palou could have mailed it in. He was calm, he was cool, he was collected. He did what he needed to do, and subsequently he went out there. There was some attrition. We saw some drivers not be able to not be able to finish, and then on top of that, Palou was able to rack up more laps than some of those guys, which led to him finishing 19th. And I go back to a couple of years ago at Indy. Matter of fact, last year, you had a situation. Palou was on cruise control. Palou looked like he was going to win the Indy 500. Had an accident on pit road that basically put him a lap or so down, and he still managed to come back and finish with the top five that day. That's just championship medal right there, and this is why he's still in the driver's seat to go out there and make it 3 championships in the last 4 years. Now we did see Scotty Mack take home the checker flag today for Team Penske, while Scott Dixon did another Scott Dixon thing. Scott Dixon started in the middle of the pack, just laid in the weeds for his opportunity. And before you knew it, Scott Dixon finished second in this race. So, like I said today, Palou finished 19th. And to me, he still won because at the end of the day, Will Power was only able to shave 10 points off of the deficit coming into today's race. It's still a lot closer than it was a couple of races ago, but nonetheless, it could have been tighter heading into Nashville 2 weeks from now, but it's still a lot up in the air. It's a 33-point lead for Alex Palou. Anything can happen, but I will say this: if I'm a betting man, like I said the other day, it would take something catastrophic for Alex Palou to not win. I feel like we had that catastrophic moment today, and he survived. If it was a situation where Palou's lead was maybe like 10 points or less heading into Nashville, or he was on coming into second place, depending on what Power had done today. If Power had been able to win, then you know what? It would have been tighter. But I just don't see a scenario where, unless there's a mechanical issue, unless there's an accident, I don't see a scenario where Alex Palou does not finish in the top 10 once again next week in Nashville. He can see the end of the finish line. And it's one of those where, you know what? He just knows how to get it done. Like I said, it was a golden opportunity for Power today. He couldn't take full advantage of it. He still has an opportunity. And also, Scotty Mack is right there as well. He's 50 points behind, yes, but he's still technically alive. That win today kept his championship dreams alive as well. But nonetheless, you really could not foresee what just happened in Milwaukee today. A lot of mayhem to begin this race, and I think it's going to be hectic again 2 weeks from now in Nashville. There's a lot on the line. It's not like last year where Pelot had it wrapped up by the by the season finale rather. You got Penske versus Chip Ganassi because Penske is 2-3 in the standings. Chip Ganassi's number one right now. And it's not just going to be about the guys at the top. It's going to be about their teammates as well. I think coming together to bond together to see what they could do to help their respective teammates go out there and win that coveted IndyCar title. Great race today. It was unfortunate, the way that it started for both Alex Palou and Joseph Newgarden. Of course, Palou was able to save face. And let's see how things play out as the IndyCar heads to Nashville for the championship. But folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank all of you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on the X, formerly known as Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, and I am signing off. I'm saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.